Hey, what's going on, guys? It's John back with another video, and today we're going to be doing a tutorial of Heaven's Secrets by Maverick City Music. So let's go on ahead and get started. This song is going to be in the key of D, so make sure you know your D major scale. And make sure you know your chords in the key of D major. Okay, let's go on ahead and jump into that intro. Okay, so that was the verse and the intro. So they're both the same thing. You're playing the same pattern, okay? Now, just so you guys can block out the chords and know harmony-wise what's going on, they're starting on the 1, then they're going to the 4, then they're going to a 1/3, back to the 4. Okay, and then you repeat the cycle on the 1. All right, now in this song, the piano player is doing an arpeggio of a D add 9 chord. So what is a D add 9 chord? You take a regular D major triad and you add the 9th, which is this note right here. The entire time in his right hand for probably the entire song. This is what the piano player is doing. Just arpeggiating that. Okay, so as I'm teaching you this song, just keep that in mind. I will be showing you guys some different chords that you can use once you get tired of playing that, showing you some chords that you can play to kind of fill it up a little bit more. So with that arpeggio part in your right hand, the motif that the piano player is using in his left hand is the same one from Refiner. So if you guys go back and listen to that song, you'll hear this bass line from it. Roughly. So instead of playing the Refiner intro, I'm going to play that, but with that bass line. So what's being played in the left hand specifically is just a combination of perfect fifth and a major 6. Okay, but you're doing it melodically, so you're walking it up. So you're starting on D, A, F sharp, then you do the same concept on the 4, starting on G, G, D, A, and then we're going to do F sharp, D, A, and then G, D, A. Okay, now you just have to practice the timing, getting your hands to play together. Okay, so if you want to take time, rewind the video to go back and see exactly what I was doing, slow it down a little bit more so that you can see exactly what I'm doing there. Grab that intro down first. It's the same thing as the verse. So once you master that, you've already ready to move on to the pre-chorus. So let's go on ahead and move to that. So that pre-chorus, again, the same thing that he's doing is just arpeggiating that D add 9 chord. So from here on out, I'm just going to be showing you guys the chord so that you understand what the harmony is doing. So he's starting on the 6 in the pre-chorus. Then it goes down to the 5. Then it goes to the 4. And then it goes back to the 5. Okay, with that arpeggio. Okay, now what you can do there in the bridge to still make it sound warm, actually the trick to sounding warm, there's two things. So playing in the middle of the keyboard, right here in the middle, and also playing pretty basic voicings. I mean, honestly, the 6 that I'm playing here is just a normal B minor chord, okay? If you take this normal B minor and I got my B in the bass, I'm just doubling up on this F sharp down here, okay? And then for my 5, yeah, let's say this, a suspended 4 chord. So I take a regular A major and I take the 3rd note and I move it up to the 4th. That's how you get that suspended 4th chord. And then I'm doubling up on the 5th down here, the E. With the G, I'm just playing a G add 9, so just a regular G major triad with a 9th in the middle. You guys will know what I'm talking about with that from the last video that I posted. And then moving back up, I don't do a sus4 there, I do a normal triad because it's resolving there, okay? Sus4 chords are normally used as passing chords, so that's why we're going from the 6 down to the 4. We play this 5 in the middle as a suspended chord to lead us here. But then when we lead back up to the 5 again, that's where we're ending, so it needs to sound resolved, which is why we go major instead of sus4, okay? So again, really quickly, that pre-chorus is just going to be 6, 5, 4, 5. Okay, you're just doing that arpeggio in your right hand. Okay, and for those who are wondering, all I'm doing in my left hand is just simply doing octaves with the 5ths in the middle. So pretty basic stuff. So let's go on ahead and move over to the chorus. So there on the chorus, what they're doing is they are starting on the 1, then they go into the 4, then the 5, then the 6, and then the 4 again. But we can use a leading tone of the 3 to go to the 4. Okay, just a small leading tone, the 3 to the 4. Okay, now at this point, when you're holding on the 4, later on in the song when they repeat the chorus, they just go right back to the 1. But in this particular case, on the first chorus, they go into kind of like a tag almost, and on that tag they go to the 5, and then they do a 6, 3, 4, and then they repeat it again. So 5, 6, 3, 4, 6, 3, 4. Okay, it only happens here in the beginning, I believe, and then every other time when you're playing the chorus later on in the song, you would just do the 1, 4, 5, 6, then to the 4, and then you will repeat back over on the 1. and start the whole chorus over again from there. And all the chords that I'm playing, same concepts apply. Everything that I've been discussing in this video, and in actually the previous video that I did where I kind of break down the chords a little bit more, you can actually understand the foundations of why I'm making some of the choices that I'm making. I don't want to go through and show you every little chord that I'm doing, because at that point you're not understanding the fundamentals and you're just trying to copy exactly what I'm doing. But for the sake of teaching you guys the fundamentals, go watch the previous video. I'm going to have that up in a card right now so that you can go click on that and go check it out. And in all my tutorials, you'll get something a little bit different, a different perspective of how I'm voicing chords, what I'm choosing, why I'm choosing it. But other than that, let's go on ahead and move on to the bridge. So as you can see there on the bridge, it's actually very simple, very CCM. They're just going on the 1 and vamping on the 1. This whole bridge is a vamp. Then to the 4. Then the 6. Then back to the 4. Nothing really crazy going on there. And actually, this is probably one of the few times in the song where the piano player is not playing that arpeggio. Like I said, they're doing kind of like a vamp. So they're just kind of just 4 to the floor. And on this, playing very basic chords. Very basic chords. On vamps, you don't want to be too jazzy or too complicated. Very basic chords. Playing triads here. Maybe adding the 9th from here to there. One thing that I would do is when we do the turnaround and we go back into it again and we're on the 1, for half of the measure, I'll play a regular major triad. And then for the second half of the measure, what I'll do to switch it up is go to a major 7. Okay, and I do that with each chord. So on the 1, I go from a D major to a D major 7. Then I go from a G to a G major 7. Then I go for a B minor to a B minor 11. And then from a G back to a G major 7 or a G major add 9. Okay, now one of the visual tricks that I do to kind of not think about the theory and stuff behind those chords is that if I'm playing a D, if I play an A in my right hand, I just made it a major 7 chord. In this case, a major 7 with a suspended 2. So you get a really complicated chord when you just break it down to triads. So I'm playing a D and then I just switch it to an A, but still keeping that D in the bass. When I move to G, I just play a B minor in my right hand, but keeping G in the bass. That makes it a G major 7. Now this B minor chord, when I play B minor, if I play an A chord, specifically I believe it's this this A add 11 is what you would call it, but it's basically just a triad, and I'm adding the 4th right there. If I play this chord with a B in the bass, you get a B minor 11. Okay, and same thing when you get to the G, just play a B minor in your right hand to get that major 7. So that's another little trick that I like to use. You can probably break it down yourself and figure out the theory behind it. I won't explain it here, maybe in another video, but let's go on ahead and move on to the next part of the song here. So that small little part that they did there was just kind of them doing a turnaround on the bridge. They kept repeating that certain line, and all they're doing there is just going on the 5, then 6, 3, 4, and they're just kind of vamping that. So you repeat it 5, 6, 3, 4. and then they go back into that chorus there. Okay, starting on the 1. Well, that's going to be it for this song. This song was actually pretty simple, you guys. If you have any questions in regards to some of the things that I went over in this video, be sure to let me know down in the comment section down below. If this video was helpful to you, remember to like and share this video. But until next time, you guys have a good one.